right, this is biology lesson 5.03 on an introduction to mitosis and meiosis. Now that we understand things like genes, homologous pairs, we're going to chromosomes, we're going to look at kind of how mitosis and meiosis fit inside of an organism's life. So we start off here at, this is going to be our starting point. Right here. What's happened is fertilization has just taken place, and fertilization is the combination of an egg and sperm. And that's just taken place. And so that's our starting point. And so here we have a single cell. We're going to call that a zygote. I think it's like one cell up through, gosh, I'm not sure how many. And we're going to do, I know over here we've got people. Let's turn these into our snowmen. So we're going to have our genetic snowman here. That's mom snowman. She's got a skirt, and the dad snowman. And we said in the last video, because the reason I want to do snowmen, we've got 4 chromosomes, 2 homologous pairs. Let me do similar colors. Let me do pink and red. Pink and red to show that these are homologous but not identical. And let's do dark purple and light purple. And let's make this so the sex chromosome, let's make this make this a girl. So these chromosomes are going to be the same length, but they're slightly different. So, all right, so we start off, we have got 4 chromosomes, 2 homologous pairs. Four chromosomes in 2 homologous pairs. When an organism has homologous pairs, we call it a condition of being diploid. So diploid, D-I-P-L-O-I-D, means that it's a condition of having two chromosomes and by that we mean homologous pairs. Homologous pairs. I'm going to abbreviate that. So we have here a diploid organism, and think about it, di means 2. 1, 2. We write that as, so we would write this as 2n. So when we write the diploid number, we write 2n, and we write the total number of chromosomes. So for our snowman, again, this is for our snowman, we would say 2n equals 4. And if you solve for n, you get 2. Well, we only have a cell. And so this little gal needs to do what to get to here? We need to grow. And so we'll have a little baby. So by the time, here's the embryo, and then we're going to have the baby snowman. So we have a baby. And along the way, the baby's going to need to heal. Let's say the baby falls down and scrapes her carrot nose. So we're also going to want to heal. Because we need to grow and heal, we have to undergo the process called mitosis. So mitosis is, if we're going to define that loosely, cell division where we produce exact copies. Cell division that produces exact copies. So starting off, we've got a diploid cell, and every time we undergo meiosis, we have diploid. So every cell that comes after is going to be an identical copy, and we're going to grow, we're going to grow, we're going to grow, we're going to grow, we're going to be born, and then we're going to maybe fall down, hurt ourselves, we'll need to heal. Well, then one day, the whole time we're doing that, we're doing mitosis. dividing 1 cell to 2, 2 cells to 4, 4 cells to 8. It's exponential. As we're growing, as we're healing, we'll just reproduce what we need until we become fully grown snowmen. And let's put a bow on her hair so we know that this is the girl snowman. We'll give him a mustache. So until one day the girl snowman meets the guy snowman and they fall in love. So remember, she has, let's draw out their chromosomes. And they're both going to have an X chromosome. So this is going to be our X chromosome. But she's going to have a second X. He's going to have a Y. So we're going to make Y look like that. So they have 4 chromosomes. They are diploid. But if she combines her chromosomes with his, how many chromosomes are going to end up with? We'll end up with 8. Is that going to work? And then if those babies tried to have babies, you would have 8 and 8, and they would have 16, and it would be out of control. So you can't do a direct combination. An egg cell and a sperm cell can't be 4 and 4, or when you fertilize, you're going to end up with 8 instead of what we should have as 4. So that's why we have meiosis. Let's do meiosis in blue. Meiosis is the process of cutting in half the genetic information. We go from, so we'll say this is number 1. Number 2, we go from diploid to haploid. So we start off in diploid, but what's going to happen is we're going to go through this fancy process called meiosis. And in the end, her egg will have either the red chromosome or the pink chromosome. It's completely random. So let's say we get the pink chromosome. And it'll have one of her X chromosomes. So for sure, it's got to have an X. The boy's sperm is going to have one of the first chromosomes. And let's say he's going to have either an X or a Y. So let's say this particular sperm has a Y. But look what we did. We cut his genetic material in half and we cut her genetic material in half. We call this haploid, which sounds a lot like half, right? Haploid is one copy, only one chromosome. Chromosome. And we say that that would be N, in this case, N equals 2. And half sounds like hap, sounds like half. So you can always remember di means 2 and hap sounds like half. Now, when this sperm and this egg come together in fertilization, what's the baby going to look like? Well, we're going to have, so the new baby is going to have a red, it's going to have a pink, it's going to have an X, but this baby's going to have a Y. So we had a boy, but we had to go through the process of meiosis. So they both involve cell division, they both involve chromosomes, but mitosis, we're doing something where it's going to give us exact copies, but meiosis, the whole point of it is to cut the genetic material in half. And at the end, we produce eggs, we produce sperm. By the way, we call these gametes. So these special sex cells we have here are called gametes. And a gamete can be an egg or a sperm. So I'm going to be using that term a lot. We might as well just define it now. And I cut off here, this is half. Sounds like, so, sounds like half. That's an ear. You ever done that? It sounds like. Okay, so that's kind of our introduction as to what mitosis and meiosis is. Now we're going to do one video on mitosis and we're going to do one video on meiosis, and then we'll do a wrap-up video. All right, that's all for now.